Hello everyone, we are back with session 9 of the Soul's Confidant and Invisible Sun campaign. I am Mare, I use they, she pronouns, and I am the game master for this campaign. So, as we do every night, and every time we start a new game, we're gonna go around, say who we are, who we're playing in their character sentence, go into a recap, and then start playing. So, let's go and start with April.
Hi, I am paying no attention. Sorry, my computer was acting weird. My internet was being said. Hi, I am April. I am playing Lillian Yoon. She is a bizarre ardent of the Order of Goetic who splinters to fragments.
Alex.
There's my unmute button. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I use they, them pronouns, and tonight I am playing Eleanor, who is a connected empathic maker who revels in beauty.
Val.
Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian, and I'll be playing Ishmael, who is an iconoclastic empath of the Order of Goetics, who calls upon the Serpent.
C.
Hi, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Alecto, the Curse Maker, who uses they, them, or Ray-Rem pronouns, who is an Eremitic Stoic apostate who converses with everything.
And last but not least, Hamnah, who is also going to do our recap.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Roshni, who uses they, them pronouns. And Roshni is an itinerant ardent of the Order of Weavers who caught fire's eye. Alright, so the recap. Because a lot happened and Roshni wasn't exactly there for all of it, I will not be doing this in character. But here's what happened last time on The Soul's Confidant. We started off with Roshni meeting with Avelia and making a deal with her, whereby Roshni agreed to procure a hand armor for Avelia in return for a spot in Avelia's operation as a show of trust. The group then all gathered together at Ishmael's, but Eleanor was later than usual and showed up with a new and very unusual watch. Before Eleanor showed up, Alecto and Ishmael had a very tender moment where Alecto offered to help fight for Ishmael's love now that they have lost their own. And together as a group, we went to the Revelation to meet with them for tea, only to be greeted by pouches full of crystal and most notably mage coins. Turns out this is payment for dealing with the demons in the Hollows. Boss, the leader of the Revelation, offered us further payment should we continue to help by providing a distraction to King Nine. We learned through Boss that King Nine has a personal vendetta against her because she stole an opportunity from him a long time ago. Lillian especially seemed particularly anxious about all of this and left without taking the payment. As we were all exiting the building, Ishmael got a letter, which both delighted and upset him in turn, as it was a letter from their lover, Kirin. The group then started to make our way to the ruined expanse in order to find Lillian's parents' old office, where potentially there is more information for us to learn. On our way, however, we came across a hate cyst that attacked us with a killing curse, particularly one to cause us to drown, and we all barely managed to save ourselves and each other, with Alecto in particular having a kind of a rough go of it. At the office, Lillian found her parents' notebooks, and we all learned that King Nine cannot make pacts with demons due to Boss, his sister. That was the opportunity that was stolen from him. We also learned that demons do not have souls, and as a result cannot cast magic, and because of this, the best bargaining chip with a demon is to offer one a soul. There is a particularly powerful demon that King Nine was trying to barter with, whose name I have forgotten. I apologize.
You don't know yet. The one I mentioned was a different one.
Okay, cool. Lillian then confronted Roshni about them not having a soul, sharing with everybody that the camera that they got shows people's souls, and that Roshni never showed one in any of the pictures. Alecto also shared that the hand armor was used to steal people's souls, and that this is potentially one way that might have happened. The group, with the exception of Alecto, turned on Roshni, not for any good reason, and accused them of working against the group. Roshni, angered, shared that they saw Kirin recently and that the secret that Kirin shared with them was a confession of love for Ishmael, breaking the trinket in their face before they left. Alecto followed Roshni, giving them the hand armor, And as the two go to touch, Roshni felt the life start to drain from their body. And Alecto freaked the fuck out, turned on Roshni, and went back to the group.
Thank you. As always, I have a couple miscellaneous things. If you would like to help support our cast, you can put !I as tip. We have a little pally set up where you can help us cry tears of joy instead of the tears of pain that I will be inflicting. Also, we have a content warning. The Invisible Sun game is made for mature audiences. Sex, drugs, crimes, violence, body horror, classism, and some degree of BDSM aesthetic are present in the core rules of the game. Content warnings for this campaign involve violence, depression, strained complicated relationships, anxiety, panic attacks, and self-destructive behavior. So now that we're getting a little deeper into the campaign, some of those will be a little more prominent, so please protect yourself. We do not blame you if you would like to step away. Your health is very important. And with our first card pull of the game, on the Silver Sun, I have pulled the Assassin. Value of 8, mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. I have to play another card. That's an added card. So on the Green Sun, I have the Crowded Tomb. The Crowded Tomb is a value of 1, secrets, ravens, books, and flame. Meanings ending, despair, and completion. The tomb lies at the end of all stories, the reward for the greatest monarch and the lowliest beggar. Of course, the tomb is crowded. It grows more crowded each day. Mourners crown around the tomb, but it is even more crowded within. So many deaths and so many endings. Crowded Tomb is the location card of the Secrets family and thus represents a permanence or is related to a physical place. This means that the finality that it represents probably occurs in a specific and significant location. Pale magic is enhanced, green is hindered. And we start back up in media res, with Roshni heading back out into the ruined expanses towards the more populated districts of Saturnine. And Alecto turned on their heel back to the rest of the group, I think, right?
Oh, yep. Alecto is panicking. They say their final piece to Roshni and have turned on their heel and are taking, I somehow imagined there were stairs, and they're taking like 3 at a time. They're just using all of the height that they have to get up the stairs as fast as they can. And they are just like tremors just run up and down their spine. And I think they find the same room of the office and they just like throw it open as fast as they can. And they're just standing there. Their mask is kind of like tilted up to the side of their face and they look stricken with horror, just completely stricken with horror.
What happened? Are you okay? Where's Roshni?
I fucked up. Ishmael, I fucked up.
Oh,
Lillian's gonna run out the room.
Ishmael's gonna handle Alecto. He kind of like gives Lillian the nod and goes straight to like, Alecto, please breathe. What's happened?
Yes. It's happening again. Ishmael, I didn't think that they would.
What's happening again?
I'm in love with them. And I'm gonna kill them.
Alecto, I know that the grief is still fresh, but
no,
why?
No, Ishmael, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand.
Then help me understand, Alecto. What is going on?
The curse. My curse. If I love someone, and if they feel the same that I do, I kill them. I take the life out of them when we touch. Literally. All of it. All at once. Do you understand? I
Ishmael, like,
fucked up. I should have never let it get this far. I should have run. I should have.
Alecto. So sorry. And he just kind of like closes that distance between the both of you. I cannot imagine. Everything makes sense. No.
It doesn't for me. I don't understand why this happens to me.
Don't know why either. It's not your fault, Alecto. Can't help what you feel. Trust me, I've tried. And what? Shut it off? Put it behind a mask? A wall? To what end?
Just to try to keep them safe.
I know.
I can't. Ishmael, I can't. I can't lose them. Not like Anya, not.
Hey. Remember what I said? No strings attached. Let's find a way out of this. That's not what you need right now. You don't need a solution right now, but let's. For as long as you are willing to try, I am willing to help you. Alecto.
And Alecto is still, completely still for a long moment. And then it's so fast, they reach out and they grab you and they like pull you tight against them. And you can feel the like wetness dripping onto the top of your head as they kind of just cry.
Ishmael reciprocates this hold as there's a very deep empathy that he can feel in this moment as he kind of just clings onto Alecto.
Eleanor, where are you in this moment as this happens and Lillian has rushed out the door?
Sorry, is that for me?
Eleanor.
I'm letting Ishmael take the lead on this one. I'm just kind of observing so far.
I just wanted to help.
I know.
It's not their fault, Ishmael. Don't you understand the
I do.
The hand
I do.
armor.
I do.
The hand armor. Taryn had it.
Yes, Roshni told me.
How do you think they lost their soul?
I don't know how exactly it happened, but I know that Taryn had something to do with it.
They're looking for something. Just like we are. So they're not looking for another person. They're looking for themselves.
Yep. I want to help them, Alecto. No one should have to live an existence like they do. Not like this, not forced. At least from what I can tell. I just wished. I wish they didn't snap back at those who are just willing to put an arm out for them. That is all. But
Maybe they can't help it.
He kind of
The same way I can't.
He like reaches towards your face if you would allow him, as he like wipes the tears from your eyes. I do not like seeing you cry. And if you weep for them, and you love them, and you have faith in them, then I have faith in you. Let's make this right. For them. And for you, my friend. Perhaps I can gift you that joy that you want to gift me.
Thank you. I don't know what I did to deserve you. Any of you.
Just gives you a smile. Anyways, we should be careful, as there are 2 companions of ours in the midst of the ruined expanses, and every second we are away from them is a second they are in danger.
Speaking of Lillian, where did you go?
So, Alecto said that they were making noise when they were coming up, taking big steps. So I feel like we probably would have heard them coming. And I'm going to run in that direction.
As try as you might, Roshni is nowhere to be seen.
I will also be yelling for Roshni.
Hamnah, correct me if I'm wrong, but Roshni is GTFO, gone.
Roshni left immediately after the interaction with Alecto. They did not waste a moment staying around. They took the hand armor, and honestly, they don't really even know where they're going. They just know they don't want to be here.
So you do not see them amongst the crumbled buildings anywhere.
Lillian probably would have yelled until her voice went a little hoarse and then went back to the office where everyone else is. She's Roshni's not out there. They're gone. Are you okay, Alecto?
No.
Would you like a hug?
Yeah.
And Lillian just goes in and just gives Alecto a really big hug.
And Alecto kind of like leans into it, like they don't really know where to put their body when it's in contact with another person. So they lean in like they've like never been touched before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just all the way in.
Just like holding a child, like just a giant child. Lillian's just like rubbing your back and like, it's okay. It'll be okay. We'll find them. It'll be okay.
Is there anything else the 4 of you do before heading back to the main city districts?
Probably as we're leaving. Contingent on this still being there. I don't remember if anyone mentioned scooping this up. I will look at the fragments of the snake scale, shake my head, and walk out with the rest.
Okay. I don't think anyone touched them. Okay.
And anything of importance Lillian would have thrown in her bag to bring with them.
Yeah, it was mostly the notes that you found, the photo you saw. There's a couple miscellaneous books, but nothing that you can't find in your house or at the Goetic Hall of Records. Okay. There is 1 week between the end of this and the gallery, and I know we have a couple conversations. Anything that's not being covered in some side scenes right now, does anyone want to talk about what they did during their downtime?
Alecto started a project and paced around their shop.
Okay.
aggressively
Very-
and walked around Saturnine and didn't find Roshni.
Who else?
I think I should mention what happened in downtime because it is
It's a little important.
kind of it's a little important. Ishmael advanced his degree and has gained a bit more power. And additionally, he paid a visit to an old friend to speak about Lillian's predicament. And as fate would have it, their friend has now put themselves into the narrative. They will be joining Ishmael at the art gallery. And finally, Ishmael, after many days of contemplation, returns Kiran's letter, confessing his love and that he does not intend to honor Kiran's request to stay away. To which Kiran also found, as fate would have it, gift a reply, confirming the reciprocation of their feelings, and also being equally stubborn that Ishmael should stay away.
Lillian, Roshni, and Eleanor?
Lillian practices summoning. She did some summoning in her off time. Talked to some cats about some interesting things.
A lot of cats. You talk
A lot
with
of cats.
A lot of cats. I'm talking at least 3 digits.
But I think that would have been the day before, so I might have to tell Ishmael about that before we go into the exhibit. But there were a lot of cats. There was a lot of summoning, some successful, some not. And a continuously hunting of Roshni.
Speaking of, Roshni had a fun time during downtime. Roshni decided to go on a fun little arsonist adventure with Emery. It was great. It was really fun. We burned down lots of buildings and some city streets. It was a good time. Nobody got hurt, which is ideal. It was a fun time. Roshni also acquired lots more secrets. They are now way more aggressive about it and will take it forcefully from you if you will not tell them, because they don't give a fuck anymore. What else? There's some other things that happened that I will not mention here, but let's just say that Roshni is not doing so hot right now.
And Eleanor?
I, like Alecto, also started a project. I went to a house that is both familiar to me and unrecognizable, and began working on something.
Okay. On the Blue Sun, I have pulled the Golden Ship. Value of 2 notions, cats, clocks, and wind. Ardents get a +1 to their ventures. Meanings wealth, earned, honor, prestige, and respect. Lillian, after a lot of time throughout the course of the week, you do eventually find Roshni. Roshni, where does Lillian find you?
I think Roshni has been kind of like, the reason that Roshni has been so difficult to find lately is because they have just been like moving from place to place to place to place. Normally it's like relatively easy to find them because they had a set number of houses that they would stay at, so if you couldn't find them during the day, pretty easy to find them at night. But lately they've just kind of been like moving around like constantly. And I think the way that Lillian finds Roshni is just kind of like by chance on the street. I think one day, like they're just like moving to their next destination, and they're kind of hard to miss. Like their hair is just this long, untamed mane of like red, orange, yellow, and now every time Roshni walks, there's like perpetual sparks coming out of their feet, so they kind of like leave a little trail as they walk as well. So I think seeing them down the street, it's a little hard to miss.
And you just behind you, Roshni.
Lillian, what are you
she just hugs you.
Roshni does not hug back. I think they're surprised, and they just kind of like stiffen up. And they wait for it to be over.
And it's not a long hug. She realizes that and kind of like, I've been looking for you. I've been worried. Are you okay? What happened?
What do you mean? What happened? You were there.
But you left.
Was I supposed to stay after that? Lillian, you're asking a lot if that's what you expected of me.
I thought we could talk about it. I thought we were friends.
That makes two of us, Lillian.
Help you.
I think at that, Roshni like takes a step back. Help me. Is that what that was back in the ruined expanse?
No, that was a mistake. I should have talked to you first. And I'm sorry. I was scared and I'm sorry.
Scared of what?
That
Lillian.
Something happened, that someone did something to you that we couldn't help you, that we didn't know. This whole time you've been searching for something or someone and you've kept us in the dark, and I'm worried. And then Alecto came in and was upset. I don't know what happened with that, but I was scared.
It's a funny way to show that you're scared. By throwing me under the bus, Lillian. That wasn't you showing concern, that was you accusing me.
That was never supposed to... I'm sorry. That is all I can say is I'm sorry, and I will apologize for as long as you need me to, but I never wanted to hurt you. All I care about is making sure you're okay now. And what we could do to help. That's why we started working. That's why we all became... You and I were friends before any of this.
We were friends before any of this, Lillian. That's why I don't understand why you did what you did. I have always been there for you. You are the only person that I, until recently, gave any fucks about, and still, you could not trust me? Couldn't trust that maybe the reason that I am not telling you everything is just because I have my reasons, because I can't. Lillian, you don't remember so much about yourself, about your life. For all we know, you committed horrible atrocities before, but I've never asked you about that. I have never cared about that. I have never cared about what secrets you might be keeping.
I've never cared about yours either. You have openly said that you work with people who were criminals. You've openly told me about the things that you do and the disappearances and the things that I ignore when you disappear from the house and when you come back and you forget things and then you remember, and then one minute you're nice and then the next you're mad at all of us and you don't remember either. And I've never asked you about any of that. The one time I'm worried is the time that we find out that something is stealing souls, and then suddenly I realize that it's not the same with you, and then I don't know what to do, and it just came out, and I'm sorry. It was never to throw you under the bus. It was never to say that you did anything wrong.
That's not how everybody else felt, is it?
I don't care what... That's not true. But you know that they care about you. Every single person in that room cares about you.
Every person. I don't think that's true.
Who? Who then?
Well, Eleanor certainly doesn't, and Ishmael, I don't think they do anymore, if he did before, and the Curse Maker,
Alecto
they don't.
cares about you the most. And if you are trying to hide from that, then you're lying to both of us way
Lillian.
more than you have any right to. Because you care too.
I do. I didn't think that I would. It was just a game that I played with them, someone to poke and prod because I could, because they fought back, and
then stop making it a game. Just figure out what's going on, and we together, all of us.
Lillian, I tried. Lillian, I tried. I love them, and I tried, and they.
So you try once at something and you give up? That's not you.
You weren't there. They don't. The Curse Maker doesn't feel that way about me.
You weren't there when they came back. You didn't see their face. You don't see how you look at each other. And you can deny whatever you want. You could say I threw you under the bus. You could say you can be as mad at me and think we all hate you and are all turning against you. But don't you lie about what you and Alecto have.
Every time I get closer to them, they just pull away. Lillian. Every time.
Maybe there's a reason. Have you asked them why? Have you both talked about how you feel?
Why do I need to ask? Why can't they just tell me?
Because it's
instead
not easy
of pulling
for
me
everyone.
in and then pushing me away. I don't understand, Lillian.
It's not easy. And from the things that Alecto has said, I don't think they've had a good record. And they might need more time. And Roshni, you run so hot and so cold within a moment's notice. And that's not a bad thing. It's one of the things that makes you beautiful and amazing. And you're just the way you feel things. And sometimes that's a lot for a person. And maybe Alecto got scared. I don't know. This is not a conversation we should be having. You should be having this with Alecto. And if you want someone to be there with you, a third party to tell you to both stop being each other and talk.
No. Lillian, I can't. I can't.
Why?
I don't know what they'll take from me, and I don't have anything left to give.
You have so much more than you think you do. You're my best friend here. And it hurts every day that I can't talk to you and that I know that you're upset with me. And again, I will apologize forever. And you see the red in Lillian start to spread more and go, and the parts that are red are cracking faster than the parts that are blue. And she starts crying. And they are tears of glass that are red.
Lillian. Roshni will close the gap between you two hesitatingly, very slowly, and just kind of put their arms around you. And with their chin resting on your shoulder, just kind of whisper into your ear, "You're all I have left."
I'm never gonna leave your side. No matter what you did. That's the past.
Let's forget the past. Okay?
Yeah. That's easy for me.
We can change that, maybe. I had an idea, Lillian, that I wanted to share with you.
I trust any idea that you have.
And Roshni will pull back from this hug. And from within their satchel, tied to their waist, they will pull out a key. It's supposed to unlock anything. And I've been thinking if it can unlock anything, maybe it can unlock your memories. I was going to give it to you before everything happened.
Lillian's
You wanna try
gonna
it?
wrap her hand around your hand. I do, but I think we have more important things to do right now. But can we do this together soon? I want you to be there.
Soon.
And then Lillian's just gonna like pull you in for like a hug, and she's just crying.
And Roshni is going to return the hug. And I think you've never, ever seen Roshni cry. And even now, they can't.
Mhm.
As the two of you are in an embrace, we have another scene. On the indigo sun, I have pulled Enveloping Darkness. Value of 5, mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. Meanings, restriction, loss, and endings. Invisible magic is enhanced. Ishmael, you said you wanted to talk to Eleanor.
I do.
Eleanor, please correct me if I'm wrong, but even though you have started a project, I'm assuming you are occasionally going back to the house.
I'm not.
No.
No.
Cool.
So what I am doing is I am primarily working on the project,
Okay.
and then with my spare time, I will pay Carousel to make sure that I don't accidentally blow up his fucking house, and I will pretty much take like breaks at the Church of Midnight.
Okay. Ishmael, are Tia ill? If you tell them that you are looking for Eleanor, offers to deliver a letter, wishing that you would like to speak.
Sounds great. Thanks, Atiel. Love you, pal.
Eleanor, at some point, not at the Church of Midnight, because that would be very awkward for an angel to go into the Church of Midnight. You are handed a letter from an angel with eyes and wings surrounded by it, hovering, and wings made of light. And they give you a nod and hand you this letter from Ishmael.
In response, I will read it. Then I will ask Carousel to watch my shit for a bit. I will bake like a small cake, put the letter on top of it, and let the unseen children do their thing.
A different letter?
Yeah, just one saying like, yeah, sure, let's meet.
Okay.
I don't feel good about inviting Ishmael to
No.
Carousel's fucking house,
No.
so I'll just say at the I'll say get back at the house without a key. XY
Ishmael?
gate.
There is frosting on your counter, like smeared along the top with a letter that has like some kind of cake crumbs and everywhere in neat handwriting. A letter for you.
No questions are better not asked, as he will read. Set up a time for meeting. Let's just do it at his house. Why not?
Or yeah, wherever the two
wherever,
of you decide to meet.
wherever we decide.
You're muted, Alex.
I was gonna say no. Let's do Ishmael's house. Ishmael's house is cool.
Okay.
Fact.
It's very cool. And right now, the golden coil is completely coiled up. The way to go to the entrance is you have to make one huge circle around to find the head of the snake. It seems to be protecting a section of its body. And for those who know, Ishmael has a secret office. And if you've been to that building, you'd know that that is the part that it is protecting.
Rad.
And you would notice that there are snake shed in the corners every now and then.
Mm. For her part, Eleanor shows up in a way that you have never really quite seen her before. You've always seen her as like mostly, put together and, sort of presenting always at my best. But now I am coming in like a sort of white button-up shirt with like fewer than probably like 3 or 4 buttons just like undone. A pair of suspenders, a pair of like old dirty black pants, and my hair is just fucking messed up. I look exhausted.
And a hot mess.
Yep. You've never seen a stronger resemblance between Eleanor and Emery.
Forgive me, there was a moment where I mistook you for your sibling. I'm sorry if I've interrupted you in important work. Let me get you something to drink.
Thank you.
Hands you a grey mug that he has poured some tea in.
Mm. I drink it probably too quickly.
I will not take too much of your time.
Oh, it's fine. I need to get out for a bit.
I have a couple of things I want to discuss with you. One is the matter of this. Pulls out the pouch of amount of crystal and mage coins and sets it on a table.
It still has your little name tag on it, Eleanor.
I just stare at it. Why?
A confirmation of whether or not you intended to leave that behind, or something else.
I most certainly did intend.
I will not tell you what to do, Eleanor. I respect that decision, truly. He'll push it aside, respecting your wish. Our enemies abound, and they seem to be covering all sorts of corners. Should you ever change your mind, I will keep it safe. The second matter is the matter of our companion, Roshni. I'd like to hear your opinion, actually. He'll sit down with his mug.
On?
Roshni.
Just in general. Just Roshni overall.
As much as you'd like to tell me.
Oh God. I sip my tea.
I'd never seen you so angry.
I rarely get that angry with other people. I just... Okay, I'm backing out of character for a quick second. Have I told Ishmael about Eleanor's past? In the sodality?
I believe you mentioned it briefly,
Okay.
but didn't go into detail. I think
Got
when
you.
Ishmael last talked to you one-on-one, being like, how do you know so much about these organizations?
Gotcha, yeah.
I think you mentioned it, but said, I used to work with them, but I think that's it.
Okay, that was familiar. I just didn't want to retread the old ground. So we've spoken a little bit about the Kalmara sodality before.
Yes.
In the sodality, it was empathy and trust and good faith, and all of these were negative attributes. Something to push down deep in favor of the cause, the larger purpose of our work. And when I heard Roshni express a similar idea that us trusting each other and working together was a weakness,
I understand. I'll be honest. I trust Roshni as far I can throw them. And as you can see, gestures to the entirety of his body, not very far. What I do trust, and what I do have faith and respect in, is in the faith and love of my friend Alecto, and the faith and the love. You see him hesitate. My friend and family, Lillian. But I do not trust Roshni.
well, glad we're on the same page then.
They have the hand armor, which on a good day, I've been thinking perhaps they will endeavor to rediscover where their soul went. I have some thoughts of how that happened, but if that was the case, I feel like we might have heard from them by now. Which means it's not the case. So what could Roshni need with something of that power? And he leans back. If they would lie to me about the one person that I am looking for, my partner, when I had explicitly told them that I would keep their secret for their sake in exchange for their aid in my own goal, who else are they meeting?
I could not even begin to guess.
And that, therein is the trouble, isn't it? Unfortunately, this week, I have my hands full with the matters with the gallery. I will not allow myself to fail. I will summon a being that I would believe, to the best of my capability, can complete the task. But that leaves very little room to observe anything else. All I'm saying, Eleanor, is that if Roshni steps out of line again, I'm going to keep a keener eye. And in the interest of transparency and honesty and trust, I wanted to let you know, because I respect you. For what it's worth.
For what it's worth. For what it's worth, I appreciate your honesty. And because I respect you, I will let you know that after the gallery, I think I'm done.
That is fair.
Whatever we've stepped into with this plot for magical weapons and gang leaders, it's...
No. You're absolutely right. I'm
going to keep Kay safe. And that's really what I will be at the gallery for.
That is a fine decision to make. Thank you for your assistance up to this point.
Of course.
Thank you for your faith in Kiran, but no one else would afford that. It means a lot to me.
I, of all people, could never judge them for their actions.
I will not repeat what I said all those days ago. But you know how I feel about you.
I do.
I will promise that I will do everything in my power to help Alecto. I know you both seem close. I want them to have this happiness. I want Roshni to prove me wrong. But the snake doesn't wait for dreams. It takes what it needs to take.
One thing I will say. I do know myself well enough to know that part of my frustration with Roshni was projection.
Interesting.
I saw a part of myself I'd like to forget in them. And although I still believe they were entirely out of line with how they decided to handle that secret, they don't deserve that.
See, that's the thing. Up to that point, I was ready to just let it go. It's fine. I get it. All the pieces fit together. Roshni thought that subterfuge was better. Whatever. But they knew. They knew how they felt. They knew the gravity. That's when it changed for me.
I understand.
I will still try to help them, but you can only bring a horse to water. Thank you for this time.
Of course.
I will try to keep you and Kay out of this as much as I can.
I appreciate it.
Ishmael, when you leave, you see out of the corner of your eye a dirty little child with cake all over his face, waving at you goodbye.
Ishmael gives a little smirk and raises his cup. Heads back to his room.
Okay. On the Grey Sun, I have pulled the Swan. Scrolling. I was so absorbed in everything, I did not bring up the card in my my book, so one moment. The Swan. Value of 6, vision, swans, blades, and water. Meanings good fortune, good weather, and latent talents. Elegant and serene, the swan is the companion card of the Visions family. It is a harbinger of luck, and in particular, it is said to bring calm, favorable weather with it wherever it goes. But as many someones have said, we make our own luck. In this case, the swan represents that as well. In the midst of a challenge, someone displays a talent, an affinity, or even a magical ability that they didn't know they had. When this happens, it is sometimes called a swan event. The effects of the last card are duplicated, so invisible magic is enhanced, and paths get a +1 to their ventures. So over the course of this week leading up to the gallery, Kay reaches out to you, Eleanor, at some point saying, hey, I couldn't find anyone I know that would be able to help, but I have a safe space that you can stay in the Marquee Quarter while you're doing your thing and with the gallery.
Gotcha.
Lillian, your aunt, also said that they were able to pull in some favors, and you are able to get everyone's summoned entities, as well as like any extra people who are not on the guest list. They will be able to sneak them in. The place where Kay told you that you can all meet is actually at a little newspaper kiosk. And when you get there, all you need to do is ask for a vintage magazine called By the Way. And that is the entrance into this safe space. Lillian, you did your summoning at home, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful.
I pre-summoned.
When you arrive and when everyone sees Lillian, there is a raven perched on her shoulder. It has dark red eyes where the pupils are X's, and it is just watching. When you all enter, you see a creature that is tall and large and kind of looks like it has plates on its limbs and stuff. You would all recognize an Elderbrin, which is kind of like a shape changer. They wear identities and change their appearance like fashion. And they're just kind of like nervously looking around, like tip-tapping their feet and kind of just waiting for someone to address them. In the way of time, I'm going to assume most of y'all are here except for maybe Roshni right away, because Roshni's a little... Roshni?
Are we already inside the art gallery, or are we pre-gallery?
I was assuming you wanted to talk pre-gallery, because I know there's at least one other summoning we need to do quickly with a flash forward, which will be fun and interesting. And just doing any last-minute game planning. To put it simply.
Right.
I do have to ask, though, Roshni, how long does it take you to get here? Or do you need to be dragged here by Lillian?
No, I don't think Lillian needs to drag Roshni. They are late, as they always are. But I think they have at least tried to make an effort to be relatively on time, so they're like less late than usual.
Oh, also before I forget, do y'all want to describe what you're wearing to the gallery? I know I'm ready, even though I've seen the art already, but...
I'll go first, because no one else is jumping in. When they all arrive, Lillian is actually in a suit and tie. Lillian, who does not... She typically wears like the same thing all the time. She's not a lot of fashion. Slacks, button-up shirt, suspenders. Think page boy newspaper mummy era style. And this is like a really well-fitted, really nice, fashionable suit that she scrounged from her father's closet because he wore fancy clothes. So she's wearing a fancy man suit.
Ishmael is wearing a black and gold sherwani. The collar and the rest of it are embroidered with flowers and little cranes. And he wears these black pants. It is a very Ishmael style, as it is opulent and stylish.
I will also say that when Ishmael enters, he is accompanied by a tall, like, over your height, Alecto, about 7 feet, angel with an eyes surrounded by rings and feathers, wearing a long gold dress, which kind of hangs oddly off their non-humanoid form. They actually float instead of walk. Eleanor, you recognize this creature from earlier in the week.
Gotcha, yeah.
They are currently silent and intense.
Do they react to the demon raven on my shoulder or my demon dog?
They're looking,
Okay, cool.
but they don't
That
do
point.
anything.
Because Umber is
At that
also
point,
with
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Umbra's always with you, but no, they do not do anything.
Are they looking respectfully or disrespectfully?
Respectfully.
Okay.
Nice. I guess I will go next because I decided to open my mouth. Eleanor shows up in a very nice sort of asymmetrical black and gold dress. It almost seems like there is some like small amount of like golden foliage that is growing out of this dress. For the most part, it is pretty slim, pretty form-fitting, but it sort of flares out a little bit towards the bottom. She is wearing a, if you will permit this, a pair of like sort of black, like almost like enchanted heels that Kay bought her, which are heels that are as comfortable and easy to maneuver in as regular ass like shoes.
Absolutely.
And the only other thing, she's definitely still got her watch on with a, and the only other thing that's probably noticeable is that I still look extremely tired, and my hair is probably only like 60%, you know, of the way to where it should be for this event.
I know we were all joking about the fact that Alecto was going to come exactly as they were, right? But I think to the surprise of everyone in the room, they're dressed, and they're dressed fine. They're wearing this like
kill.
Yeah, they're dressed to kill, literally. If they need to, just because that's how they're always dressed. They're wearing this like black suit with this and of course it's a suit, but they're wearing it like they would wear it, so it's unbuttoned, and this like crisp white undershirt is unbuttoned basically all the way down to their navel, right? Like they're just not wearing it. They do not have the wraps on underneath, right? Like it's just like skin and tattoo and scar tissue. And their suit, like the black jacket that's kind of hanging open, is actually a lot longer and looks more like their cape. And it is embroidered with, again, we're sensing a theme here with the black and gold. It's like this thin gold detailing. And again, florals, but specifically it's yarrow that seems to grow up from the bottom of the jacket itself. And if you look close enough, every time they walk, the flowers move a little bit, the yarrow moves, and little moths kind of like take off from the bottom and kind of like flit like up and over their shoulders, which have these like almost, they're not quite pauldrons because they're not huge, but it's like those very finely like decorated gold arm pads as well. I really went hard on this, so beg pardon, I'm just going to talk about my outfit for a long time. They have also, the other most important thing are their lapel pins, one of which is a golden rabbit, the other of which is a golden owl. And it's strung across their, like, and it's like connected over their bare skin, right, by these like golden chains. They're wearing their owl mask as per usual, but it looks like it's been buffed a little bit, like shined. And their hair is brushed. It's brushed and they're wearing it down, so it kind of like spills over the front of their lapels as well and down their back. And with their hair down, it's quite long, actually. And they come in and look at all the demons and angels. I kind of thought that we were supposed to be, like, hiding.
And
That Lillian's not speechless.
What? Do I look bad?
You look amazing.
You're hot. You hear Ishmael
what
say
Ishmael said.
tiredly. Like you can see that he looks extremely tired. He like every now and then is just like consistently readjusting his stature.
Tired gang.
And
Is
Roshni.
everyone okay?
And I think eventually, at everybody looking extremely tired, Roshni walks in as well, late. And I think you see their outfit before you really see them, because it's loud. They are wearing a red langa, so it's like a two-piece thing. They have a tight, like low back bodice with this really large flowing skirt, and there's a perpetual fire that is snaking from one corner of their skirt all the way up in a diagonal to their hip, where their satchel normally is, but of note, today they're not actually wearing it. They didn't bring it with them. This skirt also has a slit along one leg, and it reveals a small, ornate gold candle snuffer that is girded to their thigh. And you've never seen that before. They're also wearing like almost pauldrons, but not quite, that are made of thin pieces of gold that resemble owl feathers, and that connect across the front and the back of their clothes through gold chains that are going across like their bare back and along their chest. They're also wearing these knee-high boots that are made of thin, delicate gold that are shaped like moths hugging their legs. And in stark contrast to this red, this gold, all of these warm tones in their clothes, they're wearing the only cool tone in their outfit, the hand armor in one hand. And the last detail that is different about Roshni today is that they are accompanied by a white paper moth that is flying all around them constantly. It doesn't seem to ever leave their side, except when Roshni appears for the first time, the moth actually flits immediately to Alecto.
And Alecto, who hasn't taken their mask off because they tied it so perfectly in their hair, but seems to like react to you coming in and also to the moth, and they just lift their hand really slowly to let the moth, I think, land. You kept it?
I found it in my satchel one day, and it's nice, isn't it? I don't know, it brings me comfort, I guess, to have a little companion.
And Alecto's kind of tilts their head a little. Roshni seems really friendly given the last time, and they kind of take that in and then go on back. It's where you belong. And they lift their finger up and send the moth back toward Roshni.
So, and I think Roshni is like very pointedly like staying by Lillian's side, and there's like a little bit of distance, I think, between them and like the rest of the group. So we're here. What's the plan?
Yes, you look beautiful, by the way. And Lillian like will put her arm in Roshni's as like a sign of like kind of solidarity, and have this like little grin at that exchange between Roshni and Alecto. Lillian's not hiding this shit anymore. So we're ready to do this.
You look wonderful, Roshni. Ishmael says. Yes, I think things should be in place. I did the best I could.
So I have a little information about this place from the last 24 hours. There has been someone with dangly jewelry, which I'm assuming is the hand armor, who has been in and out of the establishment. So someone has been here, and there is a person who the cats say is the same person but a different face.
The cats?
Oh, I asked the cats to keep an eye on the event space and let me know if anything interesting happened over the last 24 hours.
Lillian, can you speak to cats?
It was more of a situational chance that I was able to speak with these cats. There were a lot of cats. It took quite a while to get all of their information. I didn't quite pay attention of how the magic works so well, but I did get the information. There's just there's a lot of cats in like a mile radius of this place.
Oh.
But there is a face changer, and the hand armor has been seen.
I swear it's not me, says the elder Bryn from the corner. Lillian, you would have gotten a name. Your aunt would have told you that you had been meeting an elder Bryn named by the name of Vegas.
Vegas? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I promise it's not me. I don't normally come to this district.
I wasn't going to assume it was you. It was someone who'd been here, at least for the last day.
So hi.
Oh, have you seen him? Also, there was a person with very short with a splotch on their face. That was the person who has the hand armor. That's all I can help with.
Do we know yet exactly what the red dot item is?
I don't think we do we?
I don't think you do.
Fuck.
This is the first night opening, so people are going to be seeing these exhibits and pieces of art for the first time, where they will then be able to talk to the people who own and work here and can purchase them, and that's when the red dot would go on. So it'll probably be put on tonight.
Gotcha. I will share that information with the group.
Is that usually a late in the night type of thing, or?
Depends on the piece. Some move very quickly. Others move later. Once we get in... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you think this will be a first or last piece?
I couldn't even begin to guess, honestly, without seeing the piece, knowing the artist.
Should we maybe split up once we're inside, or at least two people?
Splitting up sounds good to me. We'll cover more ground that way.
And once we get inside, I should be able to speak to some old contacts, and hopefully that will help us find out what we're really looking at.
Ishmael, the golden angel from the corner, speaks up. I'm here for my own, but is there anything that I can do to assist your group?
Atiel, these are my friends. This is Lillian.
Nice to meet you.
Before. Lillian, this is my friend who I spoke to you about.
It's lovely to finally meet you in person.
They just kind of give everybody a nod.
There might be a way for us to cover a little bit more ground. So, Mare,
Oh.
you said that this could be a part where, some things are a little bit more loosey-goosey?
Let me
Or
hear
like
it. Let me
some-
hear what you're proposing.
Yeah. So I have this ephemera called Spread of the Scattered Selves, right?
Oh my god.
I would like to use it, except I would also like to keep my physical form and I would like them to be not exact little replicas of me.
Sorry, not this time. That has specific rules and kind of negates the effect of the ephemera.
Very well. Acceptable.
Sorry.
Never mind then.
But if you decide to use it later, if shit hits
Can't
the
wait
fan.
for the army of Electos.
I mean, Atiel, if you are able to hear any whispers among those who would like to speak to you about when this potential Crimson Dot item will come out, that would be handy, but you are already assisting me a lot, and I do not want to burden you further.
Eleanor would have also gotten some information about the event. The event is hosting art by an artist by the name of Titania Romulus. She is an artist who lives in the Marquis Quarter, and she specializes in using materials from the Gold Sun. The exhibit at Inkblot right now is called Platonic Forms, and there would have been like pamphlets and advertisements basically for this exhibit that could have been picked up. And just Kay is very knowledgeable in general. But her sculptures that are going to be on display are a variety of a couple miscellaneous ideas of an object, but also are based off emotions and feelings of love. And when you're looking at them, they show the viewer's epitome of that specific object or feeling. Some examples include joy, sadness, anger, apathy, and a variety of different kinds of love. Platonic, romantic, sexual, towards a higher power.
So you're just gonna bully us, Mayor. You're just gonna bully us on Maine, are
That's
you?
my
in
job.
so much danger.
I am
That's my job.
terrified.
That's my fucking job.
Emotional damage.
Man.
Emotional damage. Like, I came up with this weeks and weeks ago. I didn't expect it to be hitting this hard, y'all. Anyway, that is some of the information about the gallery.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Roshni, I think, looks around at everybody, and I think just like looking at Lillian really when they're speaking, says, "There might be one other way, darlings, that we can approach this. Have we considered that we know that Kitten is going to be here to steal the red dot item? Instead of looking for the item, we can simply look for them."
That's what I was hoping to discern. I'm hoping that, I don't know, I could slow them down or at least keep them distracted, something.
Well, if we work in teams of two, one person can look for the item while another can keep watch.
You love each other after all, don't you, Ishmael? Might as well just stand in the middle of the gallery and I'm sure they'll find you.
I do love them very, very much. They're my
And
partner
that's
in all
lovely,
things.
and love is not a weapon. So we should get a move on. And Lillian's gonna like gently elbow Roshni a little bit.
If we get the item, it means that Kitten can't slip out of our fingers a second time. It's a both and.
The third part, I guess, then, if someone here has hand armor, are we also going to try to get that besides Roshni?
I mean, I've been thinking about this for a while, and that is the fact that the reason we have this information is because we heard it. And Avelia is aware that we know. So I'm concerned about their side having countermeasures in this regard. So if we see Avelia or that entity again, I think we should be prepared to see them again.
If we need to, I can always be the one that fights, is in the way of the person with the hand armor. After all, you all know that I have nothing else left to lose in that matter.
Well, do we know for sure that all of the hand armors work exactly the same? We don't know for a fact that the other one will do the same. It could do something else.
I also do not want to put you in harm's way.
They were made with the same ingredients, the same process, every one of them. That much was clear from Anya's book, from her ledger.
There are also other ways to hurt you, Roshni, not just with the hand armor.
Thank you for your concern, Ishmael, but I can handle myself.
We are
For
all
sharing my
here
concern.
to work together. And Lillian's going to give a very pointed look at both Roshni and Ishmael this time. And We need to work together, or else this is not going to work.
Trust me, I'm trying.
Nobody is getting hurt. Not tonight.
Should we, should I help you in?
Yeah, yes, please, thank you.
Who am I bringing?
Oh, and the raven will just hop off my shoulder and
I'm assuming, and then Artelia Ill also stands up and walks over to the Elderbrand, who kind of also stands up, and their form kind of like looks like silly putty for a second before they shape themselves into an average looking human wearing the livery, for lack of a better term, of the thought forms working in the gallery. Eleanor, you would recognize that.
Yep.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, not normally part of my job, so I'd like to get in and get out, and then I'm gonna go home, so I'd like to not get caught. Is this it?
Ishmael, are you going to summon anything else that we need to get in, or?
Oh, are we doing this out of character? Like, did it?
Yeah,
We're doing it.
Yeah,
I'm giving my summons to this dude. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ishmael, you have a summoning, and I've already pulled for the success of this card. It's something called a flash forward. So we decided earlier that people were going to summon things, and I've pulled a card to see if they would succeed in this moment. So Ishmael, as you summon this creature, it is a mass of vines, just in the shape of a person. For reference, I pulled the Endless Maze, and there are feathers intertwined through, as well as thorns throughout this creature. And it looks at you. Hello, Summoner. How are you today?
I'm very good. I have a question, Mara. Are we doing this? Are they already in the gallery, or is this?
Nope, they are not in the gallery yet. This will be a very short interaction.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm very well. I require your assistance to acquire an item.
What do I get out of this? Sorry.
I was hoping that a payment would do.
I don't really have anything to do with money. I don't really like it. What else?
Well, I can offer, I'm trying to remember all of my colloquy techniques now.
Just pull whatever you want out of your butt. It's not going to matter.
Yep. Ishmael contemplates different aspects of things. He still has the one mage coin left. Talks about ephemera, other objects that he may use to bribe this entity to work with him.
The entity, as you talk, and as all of you just listen to Ishmael and this creature speak, it is interested in helping you, but it can't settle on what to accept. Whatever you offer is it's not good enough, it's not enough, etc., etc., etc. And this conversation goes back and forth to like nearly the start of when the gallery is supposed to open. It is taking a long time.
Ishmael, feeling the pressure of time, the gaze of his friends all around him, the weight of how important this is, fishes something out of his pocket. A key, in which he inserts into a space within the protective circle in the summoning. I will not allow myself to fail. This is too important, and I cannot allow this to take too long. And he'll turn the key. He will alter time itself.
You
to give him more time.
You remove time as a barrier for your colloquy. To the rest of the group, you see Ishmael and this entity talking at a very brisk, impossibly fast pace. Ishmael, everyone else outside of your little bubble between you and this creature are completely still. And you go through a full colloquy, and it takes about 4 hours for you and this entity to come to a decision for it to help you. Use all them shadow lawyer skills to your benefit.
Is that why you asked me what you asked me before?
Yes. But
Thanks.
it takes a lot of time, but only for you. But you do eventually come to a decision with this entity, and it will do it, and it will attempt to steal this thing for you at your, when you say to, at your cue.
Ishmael emerges out of this, haggard and exhausted.
It looks like a couple minutes only passed for the rest of you.
There's a moment where I think he like stands up from like sitting in this protective circle, having the colloquy with this entity, and his legs are jello and will trip over towards Alecto.
Oh, you know that they catch them so fast. Come on. Hey. Easy, are you okay?
I sat for way too long.
Just a few minutes. Is there something wrong with your knees?
Once you hit 30, everything starts to hurt.
He leans over to Alecto and whispers in their ear, "My friend, I sat there for 4 hours."
Alecto straightens. We're gonna find them. This won't be for naught.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to go to break, and we'll pick up at the gallery. All right, everybody, please stretch, hydrate, pet your pets, and we'll be back soon. Bye. Thank you, Alex, but that does not work in Google Meets anymore. I don't think it ever worked in Google Meets, so nice try.
I want to believe it works. I know it doesn't, but I choose to believe it does.
In your heart and mind.
Yes.
In your heart and mind, just pretend it
Yeah.
works. And I will suffer for it. It's fine. Hi, everybody. We are back from break with now some lovely jazz music as we head to the gallery. Vegas, the Elderbrand, dressed like someone who works at Inkblot, went on ahead with Artia Ill and the Raven that Lillian summoned. And the weird thorn-like creature that Ishmael just had a 4-hour colloquy with. Ishmael and Lillian, Miss Deed and Umbra kind of disappear, but not disappear from your consciousness. As your familiars, they're able to kind of just like step back a little bit from being visible from everyone else, but they are still near you. They just won't be able to be seen by everyone else. If they are needed, they will pop back up. And Lillian, you especially, Umbra is by your side. The Inkblot Gallery is actually in an open air gallery in a park with a bunch of different frames of paintings on easels. The painting you need to go to is a large painting, floor, quote unquote, to ceiling, it's outside, that is just different shades of black. And there is already a line on the way in.
Do we know what painting we need to go to?
Yes.
Okay.
At minimum, Eleanor would know. You know how to get to Inkblot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is to get to the gallery itself.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I got confused.
No, it's okay. The entrance to Inkblot is in an open air gallery.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
You know, invisible sun shit.
Oh yeah.
And when the 5 of you pass through this painting of just shades of black, are met with low jazz music, a bunch of patrons, thought forms with hors d'oeuvres and, you know, food, and a person at the front desk checking people in, making sure they are on the list. Name, please. Name, please.
Eleanor Ashley Avon.
Ah, yes, Miss Eleanor. Kay said to expect you and guests.
We're all here.
He does a head count. Looks up at Alecto, does the head count. Enjoy the gallery.
Thank you.
I believe Kay has been anxiously waiting your arrival.
I'll make sure to find him as fast as I can.
And he waves you in and continues asking people's names as they check into the gallery. Have whatever food and drinks you would like, is basically what I gotta say. The gallery itself is set up in a kind of like a figure 8 pattern with like branches off into like other areas and smaller galleries, depending on how big each installation is. As I said before, the gallery is called, like the exhibit is called Platonic Forms. And you see, they're all like in this weird gold material that when you're not looking at them and you only see it out of the corner of your eye, just seems to be a mesh of just moving gold liquid. But when you look at it, depending on what exhibit it is, it changes into the epitome of whatever it is modeled after. The first couple exhibits are an example case, like this is the epitome of a chair, like when you see a chair or a table, just to like warm people up before going into more heavy topics. And some of the more heavy topics are actually they're behind a curtain, so you would need to go behind them to get a look at them. So like depression or fury, those are like behind actual, like secluded off into other areas, and they are labeled appropriately. Or sexual love, that is also around the corner. So just read the signs is basically what it boils down to. The gallery itself is starting to get full fairly quickly. You actually, way off in a corner, Eleanor, you can see the nice, lovely white hair of your brother. Because he also said he was going to be here, and you told Kay that he was coming.
Yep.
He hasn't looked for you yet, but you can
I'll
see him.
slowly make my way over in his direction.
To Kay or to Emery?
To Emery, because that's who I see, right?
Yeah, you can see Emery.
Yeah, so I'll just go.
Good. He has.
I assume the 4 can take care of themselves for now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Emery is looking at the exhibit of joy.
Gotcha.
And he has a drink in one hand, and he has his arm around the waist of a person you have met once or twice before, a Vance by the name of Michael. He is just a little shorter than Emery, and he is a black man with close-cropped, very neat hair and round glasses and silver eyes. He has a cane, and its handle is a bright, polished, reflective silver. And they just seem to be talking to each other as they are looking around.
Yeah.
Oh!
All sort of like
brother senses.
Yeah, right.
Brother senses. Oh, hey, Eleanor.
Hey, it's good to see you.
You look terrible. You look pretty, but you look terrible. And
I know.
He's nudged by his date. It's his date.
Yeah. It's good to see you too again, Michael.
Nice to see you, Eleanor. I will apologize on your brother's behalf.
I'm used to it.
I'm supposed to be keeping him in line today, from what I understand.
You've undertaken a momentous task, then.
Once you know how to handle him, it's not that hard. I'm right here.
Don't act like you don't know this.
Anyway, about time you showed up. Was wondering when the group of you were going to get here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were delayed a little bit.
It happens. I will say, let me guess, it was Roshni's fault?
Not entirely,
I'm surprised.
but partially.
How are they doing, by the way? We went on a bender the other day.
I don't know how they're doing right now. I would guess poorly, but
Yeah, they were really poorly a couple days ago.
yeah. We got into a bit of a disagreement, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, we have a job to do, don't we?
We do,
Yeah.
yes.
What are we doing? Am I causing trouble?
No, you're responding to trouble if it happens.
You sure?
I'm positive.
That's no fun, but okay.
Look, this event is going on for a few days. Cause all the trouble you want tomorrow.
I'll keep that in mind. By the way, Kay was over on the other end of the exhibit. They were asking about
Gotcha.
you, but I told him we arrived separately, so...
Yeah. I'll make sure to head over.
Okay. Anyway, he'll give you, like, a one-armed hug and a kiss on the head.
Yeah.
And actually, instead of
return the
trying
hug.
to, like, ruffle it, kind of tries to smooth your hair out
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh,
Go get a brush.
I'll try and find one.
Ishmael, Roshni, Lillian, and Alecto. What's your game plan?
Roshni, I think immediately as they walk into the gallery, like got kind of distracted, honestly. And they have been looking around, scanning the different like corridors and things, maybe like trying to like get peeks behind curtains to see if they can find Avelia.
Please roll me a perception-based task.
Okay, let's do that. Can I use a hidden knowledge based on this? Just based on the fact that I like know really well what Avelia looks like, having been up close and personal with her.
Sure. I was gonna say, that also applies to literally anyone you know very well.
Okay, and I am gonna spend a bene on that as well. So that is a. So I rolled 2 dice, right? Because of the hidden knowledge.
No, that
No.
would be if you were using sortilege.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay, I got a 3 plus 2 is 5.
You do not see Avelia. Nothing seems out of place in general either. Just a lot of people.
I think the first thing that Alecto does when they get in here is stop for a moment in horror at how many people there are, slink against one of the walls, I think like as close to one of the food buffet tables as they can, and they grab like a cheese spreader desperately because they were not allowed to bring their sword or their dagger in here, so I think they like grab it.
None of you were allowed weapons whatsoever.
They like grab the cheese spreader and like just like super quickly just like tuck it into their pants behind their jacket. Not that it's gonna do much, but
Just for shits and
feels
giggles.
better to have it.
Can you roll me
no.
like a sleight of hand check? That would be a movement-based test.
This is my emotional support cheese knife.
It's just a spreader. It's not even the knife.
A 5.
Okay. Yeah, just in general, no one really looks at you weird. The only person who looks at you weird is a random thought form. But they don't say anything. It's none of their business.
Yeah, Alecto, who doesn't have like they have their mask on, so they don't have an expression. They just like stare blankly at the thought form. And they like stare at each other for like a few long seconds before Alecto tucks the cheese thing into their pants, and then noticing that Roshni just kind of takes off, hesitates, and then peels themselves like off the wall to kind of just try to weave through the crowd in the wake of Roshni moving.
Okay. Ishmael and Lillian.
Ishmael was going to give Alecto like pep talk, being like, it's all right, we're gonna do this, you know, we may be apart, but I won't be that far, it'll be okay. But Alecto has gone off with a cheese spreader. So instead, he is going to look at Lillian. Do you want to be spread out, or do you want to help me look for Kira?
I think we need to have some stick togetherness. So yes, we should go find Kieran. I feel like Alecto and Roshni won't be far from each other.
I can certainly hope for that. Anyway, and he as he begins walking, finding his balance again, he looks back at you, Lillian. He's like, Lillian, I'm trying.
Lillian's gonna walk up and squeeze your arm very gently. I know, and thank you.
And kind of like holds your hand.
Roshni does mean the best. It's just I don't. They mean the best.
I can imagine that they are frightened. God, right. I trust you. And he'll hold out his arm for you to take.
Lillian takes Ishmael's arm.
Beautiful.
And they will waddle together. Ishmael's just gonna... Where's Atiail? Like, is Atiail already in and doing their own thing?
Yeah, Atiail is actually pretending to be a guest and looking around.
Sounds great.
If you're looking at them, you would see they're not really looking at the exhibits, though. They are looking at any miscellaneous paintings on the wall, any reflective surfaces, etc., etc. But they are not looking at any of the gallery exhibits made by Titania.
Sounds great. Thanks, Atiail.
You said there's a brochure, right? Like so as they're walking, Lillian's going to be going through like the pamphlet, looking for anything in there about sales or anything special items.
Yeah, so the sales are, so the way it works at a gallery, I actually asked someone who has like an art degree and goes to galleries all the time. Thank you, Sarah. So basically what happens is when someone's interested in a piece of art and the gallery is still going on, it'll be labeled with a little red dot. So marking it, hey, this has been sold already. You don't bother asking, someone already bought it. And then when the gallery is over, people can finish purchasing and bringing it and finishing the transaction. So there aren't any brochures on stuff that's already sold. You would need to look to find.
I was looking for a brochure that says the things that are on sale.
Everything that's made by Titania.
Okay.
Yeah. Any miscellaneous like paintings on the wall are not for sale. Is there anything either of you would like to do?
Well, Ishmael's going to try and look for Kiran, because if we can get a head start on that, the better.
Sure, roll me a perception-based task, please.
All right, let me... Okay, I'm definitely going to use perception, Bene.
How many? Because I gave everyone expansive endeavor for free.
Remind me what that
What does
means.
that
I read
do?
it.
You can add up to 3 Bene on a check.
Oh, Mare. I'm going to use all 3.
As long as you have enough perception, I don't care what you do.
Find him.
Actually, no, I'll use 2. Just in case something
Okay.
like that happens. And... Yeah, may I use a sortilege as well?
You may.
Thank you. So, let's use my new IS dice.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 5 on my non-magic die and an 8 on my magic die.
I will get back to you on what you see after I give a despair to Eleanor.
What?
Eleanor, as your...
Man, fuck you too.
Yeah, you know what? You're the only one who hasn't gotten a GM intrusion. Fuck you. So it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
Tell us
I
about
know.
this exhibit you have gravitated towards as you were looking for Kay.
Yeah, so I'll let you describe what it looks like because you came up with all this shit. But so I kind of like, you know, peel off from the rest of the group, doing my thing. I'm also trying to just like keep note of like anyone that I've seen who seems familiar to like myself from like, you know, doing art world shit, dating Kay, etc., etc., etc.
Mhm.
And this would probably be the first time. Oh shit! I'm shaking my camera. This would probably be the first time that I have actually been back to like a nice upscale gallery since I left the Kalmara sodality. So I can like definitely feel myself slipping into a very comfortable headspace, almost like a very sort of like, I belong here. I have some amount of command over what's going on, what the social sort of interactions are like here, and just sort of absently sort of falling back into that. And in the process of walking around looking for Kay, I stumble into the exhibit for self-love.
Other attendees that you would recognize and that they would give you like a wave. You see red and silver here.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to stop by.
Yeah, they give you a wave, but since you're like stumbling and looking around, they don't really stop. And they're also in the middle of a conversation. But yeah, you stumble into an exhibit of self-love. Eleanor, what is this to you?
Oh gosh, it's individualized?
It's individualized.
It's empty.
Oof.
And I, like, for a second, it doesn't click. Like, for a second, I'm like, this is a space for a large piece, obviously. And for a second, it's like, there's nothing there. I guess it hasn't been put out. There's been some issue with this piece, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then I stop and sort of like look at the title. And I will slowly walk forward and tentatively reach out a hand, and it stops. There is some material here. I just can't see it.
That is correct. And as you can take your despair, by the way.
Thank you.
Not for that.
Oh, what?
It's not for that.
What?
As you are you're not admiring this exhibit. You are just observing it. There's not a lot of people over here. A lot of people have gravitated towards romantic love. And some of the other exhibits, a lot of people are actually looking at like people who are, a couple people in the world that like horror. They're looking at like the fear exhibit.
Yeah.
So this area is actually fairly secluded until you realize that someone is standing next to you. He is a very short, pasty white man that is shorter than you. He barely hits like 5 feet. And he has a starburst birthmark on one side of his face. He is dressed very nicely, very crisp suit. And you hear a familiar voice from a man you knew very well in the past. Lancist Barracan.
The bitch.
And he says, Eleanor Ashley Avon, it has been a very long time since we saw each other. Last time I checked, you were burning bridges, And he takes a drink from the glass in one hand, and the other hand is casually in his pocket.
It has been a long time. Burning some bridges, building new ones.
I can see that. I saw the additions to the guest list. Friends of yours, I'm assuming. Little scruffy.
They mean well.
Yeah, meaning well and intent really means nothing to some people. What do you think of the exhibit?
It is lovely.
Good.
Is he referring to the place overall or
Overall.
this particular? Okay, gotcha.
Overall.
Good. Okay, I was not prepared to talk to him about this one. Titania is very skilled as always.
Yeah, the Inkblot is very fortunate to have been selected to house her work.
It is.
Anyway, I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Hopefully everything goes well tonight at the exhibit. If anything went wrong, I'm sure that would really impact people's reputations. gives you a smile, and it does not reach his eyes. Kay does very well here. I would hate to lose him if something went wrong.
Could you pull a card? I'm trying to decide something. I could roll if you'd rather not.
No, I can pull a card. I have a card.
Okay.
Okay, I have...
Fuck!
I have pulled the Hidden Moon, which I'm scrolling up to right now. New beginnings, insight, intuition, foresight, looking ahead, and potential danger.
All right. Does this give me a +1? I have no idea.
No, these are gallants. This is a gallant card.
Bitch. Okay. Let me quickly open. Sorry, I just needed to open up my character sheet for some real.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, gotcha. At the mention of Kay, I turn on my heel like just a little too fast, because where I was previously staring at the empty space where there should be a piece here, I immediately turn to face what's the name again? I'm sorry.
Lancist.
Lancist, that was it, yeah. You vile, despicable little man.
Eleanor.
You get that name out of your mouth.
Oh, Eleanor. I would be careful. You know firsthand how quickly reputations can fall. You caused a lot of them.
No, believe me, I know.
All I'm saying is hopefully nothing happens tonight that would put Kay's job in jeopardy.
If something does, you have much more to lose than a job.
Of course. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of the exhibit, Eleanor. And he finishes the drink that he had in his hand and puts it on the tray of a passing thought form. And he takes his other hand out of his pocket and waves at you. And there is a glinting, familiar piece of hand armor set in diamonds before he turns and leaves.
I am going to... Okay, so this is an incantation. I was gonna save this, but fuck, I'm making emotional decisions. So, as he walks away, I begin to just start like muttering under my breath some unfamiliar language that I don't even speak. And just thoughts just like roll out of my mouth onto the tongue, out into air. And as I do this, my eyes sort of like glaze over and almost like harden in like become like dry, dusty. And I am going to cast Transfixed in Dark Devotion to the pattern.
And what does that do, Alex?
After choosing a target in long range, you mentally know the whereabouts of this target no matter how far they go. And it's automatically when the sun next rises.
Okay, so for the rest of the evening, essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
What level is that incantation?
That is 5, and I can roll for it.
You do need to roll for it, yes.
Yeah, it's +1 die.
Okay. Let me pull up his character level and stuff.
Yeah, and I've got nothing to spend on this because it's an incantation.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 die. Let's go. Fuck.
Challenge is 9.
Okay, so I hope I don't need 2 successes because I rolled a 9 and a 0.
What's the 0 on?
I rolled 2 identical die. Let's call it the magic die just for fun.
Okay, you succeed.
This is terrible because we're in public. Fuck.
Yeah.
I've made a poor decision.
That's what happens when you make emotional decisions and I did not have my flux chart ready. God damn it.
I'm paying you back. This is gonna suck for you.
Listen, I already fucking know. I have accepted my fate. So what's going to happen is that tonight you are gonna be plagued by nightmares.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know Lancis's location until when the sun next rises. And you can just feel him walking around the gallery, occasionally stopping and talking to people.
I sort of like check my mental connection, just to make sure I know that the incantation works.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mutter under my breath as I walk away from the exhibit. You sleep with one eye open, you son of a bitch.
And as you're walking away from this exhibit, you almost immediately run into Kay. Hey, are you okay?
Fuck!
I saw you talking to my boss and it looked a little intense. Are you two okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He pulls you into a hug and gives you a kiss on the forehead. Hey.
I'm like obviously lying.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know he can be a little intense. He's a little snooty. You could tell he's putting that in a nice way.
Mm.
Are you?
He does have quite the reputation.
Can I do anything to help?
Can you just be here for a while?
Of course. As long as you don't mind me doing a little bit of my job as we do so. But you can follow me around as much as you'd like.
Thank you.
And he'll put his arm around your waist.
Mm-hmm.
And do their work.
Sure.
So mingling, taking care of people who want to buy things and stuff like that.
I completely abandon the mission. At least for now.
All four of you do see, at some point throughout the course of the evening, Eleanor in the arms of a person you do not know. Very obviously romantic gestures.
God, they're adorable.
They are very cute together.
Ishmael. I had you roll earlier.
You did.
For a, looking for kitten. And I think you rolled total, it was 12 or something, right?
I wish I did make a note of it. I'm so sorry.
I think it was at least in double digits, right?
Oh, okay, I think so. I don't know.
Okay. You do not see kitten, but you do see something weird. First of all, you do see this short little fucker with the hand armor on his hand. Second of all, you do see a little taller than you of golden-skinned man with dark long hair, probably like your length, staring at you from across the gallery. And once they realize you see them staring, they turn tail into the crowd. But you do not see Kitten.
Interesting. Ishmael will lean over to Lillian. That one over there has got a hand armor for themselves.
Should we follow that gentleman?
Perhaps, but there's another individual who was intently looking at me that I am intending on exploring.
Do you want to go check out that person, and I'll follow the gentleman with the hand armor? And...
Yes, make kind conversation. Find out who they are, just so we know who is allying themselves with such parties. And he'll turn to you. If you let him, he'll touch your face. I am only a call away.
Same. Be careful.
And he'll turn around and try to find this, what was it, golden-skinned, long hair?
Yes.
Individual?
Little taller than you.
Mm-hmm.
Much shorter than Alecto.
Anyone who pays that much attention to me wants something. So he's gonna go and see what's up with that.
Okay, you need to make another perception task to see if you can find them and keep up with them.
Sure, cool. I'm glad I didn't spend all of my bending, but now I have. That is I can't tell what this is. It is a 9.
It's a 9 on the die?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the venture? Did you add
Sorry?
any? Did you add any
Yeah,
bene to it?
I added my last bene, yeah.
So 1 bene, so that's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are able to keep an eye on them through the evening, but they are intentionally walking around the exhibit, avoiding you.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I already rolled adventure, so I can't read their thingamajig. He'll just keep an eye on them, but he's he's not gonna like follow them too much. Just kind of being like, all right, I'm aware of your existence. I'm gonna memorize your face.
Fair.
And I'm gonna try and keep posted on the crimson items from now on.
Okay. Roshni, what are you doing? And Lillian and Alecto. Actually, I haven't heard from Alecto or Roshni in a bit, so what about you two?
I think it. Wow. Okay. Sorry. I'm flustered. It's fine. I think Alecto, maybe if Roshni is unable to find Avelia, maybe like this kind of presence just falls behind you, and Alecto goes, "Did you lose something?"
No. I just not really sure which exhibit I want to see. And like Roshni's very clearly distracted, like they're barely paying attention to the conversation. Their eyes keep flitting like about, like as soon as a new person walks like past them, they're like like zeroing in on this person.
Do you? Neither do I. I don't even know if I want to look at them. To be honest, it's really loud in here.
And I think at that, Roshni's like a little distracted despite themselves. And they get pulled into the conversation a little bit. Loud. I remember you mentioning that before. I don't suppose you found a way to fix that, did you?
Not besides what you showed me.
What I showed you? Darling, I don't think my magic works that way.
And Alecto tips their head. What are you talking about? I mean, it wasn't your magic, it was the moths that you brought for me.
No, I gave those to Ishmael. Unless Ishmael gave them to you, in which case really you have him to thank for that.
No, what are you talking about? It was... I mean... Roshni, I'm sorry. There's a lot I need to tell you, and I don't know if this is the right time, but it was... Please don't pretend.
Cursemaker, I'm not sure what it is that you're asking of me. I'm not pretending. I genuinely did give the moths to Ishmael after the hollows. I thought it would be, a good solution to his neighbor problem, Yasser always being so loud next door.
Cursemaker?
That is your title, is it not?
I thought we would be on a name-by-name basis now, Roshni.
And I thought that too, until...
It's... What happened in the Ruined Expanse, Roshni, is complicated. And it's complicated because when you came with the moths and you cleaned the blood, and I wanted to... We almost... And Alecto lifts their fingers to their own mouth, as though like they were touching their lips. through the mask. And I wanted to. I really wanted to, but I can't.
Roshni is visibly confused as you are saying all of this. They have no idea what you're talking about, and it's very clear. Like, as you're talking about the moths cleaning off blood off of you, they have no idea at any of this, and it's like very clear to see on their face. And as you mention this encounter that happened between the two of them, I think the paper moth that has at this point like been flying around Roshni goes to Alecto and lands on their shoulder and just kind of sits there.
And Alecto kind of picks it up, the moth off their shoulder, like on their finger, and almost like reaches out. And I think when their hand gets close to you, their tattoos kind of ripple, and it looks like the edges of them turn into little flames and start sparking, with these like small sparks coming off them, embers like flying like up their hand, like as it moves kind of into your personal space, but they don't touch you. When we almost kissed, Roshni.
Roshni is speechless at that. This whole time they've been operating under this assumption that they feel a certain type of way about Alecto, and that Alecto has rebuffed them at pretty much every turn. That they, that they pull away every single time Roshni tries to get even a little bit closer, and so they are not prepared to hear that. What? I don't remember this. What? Are you sure that... And you can see like sparks are now starting to like fly off of Roshni's skin a little bit, like starting maybe like at their shoulders and like coming down off of their arms.
And this is the first time that Alecto takes their mask off in public around so many other people. They just they slide it up and off their face. Did you forget? Did you lose it?
Lose what?
Me?
I didn't think I had you to lose to begin with.
I've been trying to say this in all the ways that I can and can't, and I'm so afraid, Roshni. I kill the people that I love if they love me back. When I touched you in the ruined expanses, I felt it happen again. The same as with Anya. I couldn't... That's what happened in the shop when we almost...
Roshni doesn't know how to respond, and instead they take a step closer to Alecto, and they reach out to touch them.
How could you do this to me? Alecto, flinches backward. Roshni.
Prove it to me.
Prove it to you.
I don't remember this, Alecto. Prove it to me. Please.
And Alecto brings the moth that has been perched on their finger up to their face. And they just place a kiss against one of its wings. And I think the whole thing goes up in fire, like a little match. I'm in love with you. I love you. I don't know what to do.
I love you too, Alecto. The moth, what was that? You seem to know.
That was the secret I gave to you. I said it into the silence, and I guess technically that counted.
A secret. Of course. You say that you kill the people you love if they love you back. There has to be a way to undo that.
And Alecto takes the entire owl mask off their head and holds it out to Roshni. I already tried.
They will take the owl mask in their hands. And I think with the hand that has the hand armor on it, they're going to like run their hand along it.
I made that many years ago when I realized how I felt about Anya. I thought it worked. And then I killed her. Because it didn't. This one I can't put into anything else. I'm the vessel.
Then we kill it. Don't direct it into anything else. Kill the curse.
You say that like it's so simple.
Do you remember the first time we met, Alecto?
You were so stubborn and rude.
I remember you being in a bit of a pickle. What was it? The short one came in to sell you something? A killing curse, I think it was.
I don't take killing curses.
No. But if you remember, I also helped you that day by destroying a curse. What if I could do that? What if I could do that with this one too? And then we could, and Roshni will like reach out again, but will not, like we'll stop just before making contact.
I'm scared.
I'm not. For the first time in a long time, I'm not.
Let me help you too. Please.
You already did. And Roshni will hold out the hand armor in their hand. The rest is up to me.
You don't need to do it alone.
Do you really want to be implicated in something like that? I don't think it's a secret what I'm about to do.
I am already hated by most of Saturnine. Roshni. For you? I'd fight through all the suns.
Well, lucky for you, we don't have to go to any other sun. Okay. I help you, and you help me.
I trust you. And all I hope is that you trust me too.
I'm trying. You are the only person that knows, really knows, what it's like. What my day is like. That's not something I have ever told anybody, let alone shown them. So I'm trying, Alecto.
When you showed me, you said that you were empty. I'm overfull. Too much. But I never saw you as empty, Roshni. Don't do yourself that disservice. I loved you before I knew anything about what's happening. And I didn't love the mirage. The part you play for everyone else.
Sometimes I think you're the only person that feels that way.
So what?
So what? Okay. You want to help?
I do.
Help me find Avelia. Or her representative.
Is she here?
Either she's here, or she sent someone here. Either way, person with the hand armor. That's who I'm looking for.
Let's find him.
And I think we set off.
Yeah. At some point, Kay does stop by to basically Ishmael and Lillian and Roshni and Alecto, because at minimum, they were told that just in case, maybe supply some clothes for someone who is very large, and there is someone very large here in the form of Alecto. And they kind of like veer towards you with a Eleanor on one side and a slight wave. You must be some friends of Eleanor's.
Oh. Yes. Everybody, this is Kay. He's my partner, and Kay, everyone's here, correct?
Yeah, everyone's here.
Yeah, and Kay, this is Lillian, Roshni, Alecto, and Ishmael.
It's lovely to meet all of you.
I did a quick stop for Alecto, not knowing what they wanted to be called, but out of like a desire to personify them. Mm-hmm. I went with the full name, and I'll check in about that later.
How are you all enjoying the exhibit?
This is a beautiful gallery. You've done such great work. It's wonderful to meet you.
It's lovely
Loud.
to meet you too.
Eleanor has told us great things about you.
I'm sorry.
Just giving Eleanor a look.
Sorry, it's really loud. I can't. Am I shouting?
Alecto, please.
A little bit.
Please.
A little bit.
It's all right.
Keep your voice down.
If you need a back room to relax in, I completely understand. I can bring you somewhere to calm down, or just take some time.
Just loud, thank you.
They give you a concerned look, like, are you sure you don't want me to help? But they will not push the issue. Well, if you change your mind, please let me know.
Water's good, thank you.
And like absent-mindedly, they will motion at a thought form to bring you water.
It is a lovely exhibit. Thank you very much for your hospitality, Kay. It is lovely to meet you.
It is. Eleanor did tell me a little bit about why you're all here, and his voice gets a little lower. If there's anything I can do to assist you, please let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll try to make sure not to do anything too disruptive.
Please, I would greatly appreciate that. Titania has been wonderful to work with, and I would hate for her night to be ruined. Eleanor, did you want to keep walking around? Or did you want to spend some time with your friends?
Where did you get my DM?
Mm-hmm. I did.
You good with doing that?
Yeah.
All right. There's something I wanted to ask you about, actually. It's back up in that direction.
Sure. And he will hold out his arm for you.
Yeah, I'll take it and I will look to the others. I'll be back soon.
And you lead them back to the self-love exhibit, I believe you said.
Yes, yeah. So I will walk with him back to that particular exhibit and, just sort of like stop and look at it. What do you see when you look at this?
They kind of stare at it. Gosh, this is hard for Mare. Oof. I see myself surrounded by people I care about. Doing things that make me happy. Spending time with you. Drawing. Why, is everything okay? And he'll turn his full attention to you.
I'm staring at the empty space. I don't see anything. It's like there's nothing there. I had to reach across the rope and touch the piece to make sure there was actually something there and it wasn't mistaken or sold or...
And they're quiet for a second before they will pull you into a hug.
I will definitely reciprocate, hold on very tightly.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. I'm just... It's one thing when you feel it, and it's another when you have to see it. I know Titania's work. I know that if she... The things she shows are true. At least from a certain perspective.
And he kind of pulls back a little bit and just looks down at you. You'll see something there. Someday. Maybe not tomorrow or in a week, but growth isn't linear. And I know you will. Someday. And there are people there to help you. Hey.
Hey.
Love you.
I love you too.
And if you need me for anything, you can know for definite, for certain, that I'm here. Because I love you for you.
And sort of like stop and consider for a second. There are... Whatever happens tonight after all this is over, there's something else we need to talk about, but it can wait for now.
Okay. Yeah. You know where to find me.
I do.
And you're welcome to stay whenever you want.
I'll take you up on that.
Do you want to see a different exhibit that you can actually see?
Yes, please.
And they'll guide you towards the Joy exhibit.
Okay.
Which actually has a red dot on it.
Fuck.
Joy has a red dot on it. And the self-love one was actually kind of towards the end of the exhibit. So you're going past a bunch of them, especially all the other self-love ones.
Gotcha.
At least the ones that you can see, because not all of them you can see, because like sexual love is behind a curtain. But ones that you pass that you see that have dots on them already are platonic love, romantic love, love towards a higher power, and joy.
Is there anything I might be able to determine about any of the pieces I've seen so far? Is there anything that seems like it would be a worthy target, or anything that seems unusual? Can I sort of pull on my experience with these events to kind of do a general vibe check?
It won't be a vibe check based off of your experience going to galleries.
Okay.
But it will be a vibe check for other reasons if you want to roll me an intellect-based task pulling on past experiences and memories and what you know.
All right, sure. Let's vibe check. I'm going to spend I'm going to spend 3 points from my intellect pool. I'm going to spend 1 sortilege. And I am going to spend 1 hidden knowledge. And my hidden knowledge will be that along the way, as we're walking to wherever walking to the Joy exhibit rather, I know which of the tiles are particularly talkative, and I make sure to listen to them as I pass.
Cool.
So I have +4. I'm rolling 2 die. Okay, I got a 5 and a 9. Let's go.
Based off what you know, and based off which ones are already hit with dots, something rings a bell, especially after your conversation with Lancist, the head of the Kalmara Sodality. The Kalmara Sodality's main, like, quote-unquote tenet and belief is that they believe that the legacy, the creator of the legacy, is an artist. And you remember, and you know what the legacy is all about, the legend of the legacy.
Remind me then, is the higher power exhibit marked?
It is.
Gotcha.
It absolutely is.
In that case, I will stick around with Kay just for a bit to sort of admire this exhibit, because I am genuinely actually enjoying a lot of the pieces here. And sort of after the wheels are turning, and after, I sort of have something else to focus on, I will sort of disengage and head back to the group.
He will give you a kiss and get back to work.
I think I know what Kieran is after.
Okay.
If I'm right, it should be the piece for the love or admiration of a higher power.
Has golden-haired individual been lurking around near that area or making moves towards that area?
You mean the brown-haired, the dark-haired person?
Brown hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever that was staring at me.
Yeah, the one who's been staring at you. They're kind of making their way everywhere. Mostly staying away from you.
Very interesting.
But overall, they are in the love exhibit the most. Staring a lot at the romantic love one.
I have a gut feeling. Where is my sweet friend, green friend, vine friend situated? Are they hanging out with Atiael?
They are actually spread throughout the rafters of this building, like
Oh my
as
God.
decorative ivy.
I love them so much, even though it took me 4 hours to talk to them. Ishmael looks at everyone. There are two prongs in which we succeed. Either my friend does, or we stop Kiran. What if we could do both? I have a gut feeling that I would like to find the truth of. I can command my friend whenever we're ready.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot. There's something else. I don't know. You might have seen him already. There's a short little man walking around here, and he has the last piece of armor.
Yes,
What?
I did notice.
Where?
Oh, where have they gone
I
now?
don't.
Where
see...
is he?
Actually, no. I know exactly where he is. Where is Lance Asparagan?
Let's see. He is currently in the love exhibit. Just somewhere in general over there. This is actually that exhibit's actually actually pretty popular. So there are a lot of people going in and out that area. They are just talking to Titania.
Then I will sort of like, you almost see Eleanor like zone out for a quick second. He's in the love exhibit between love of a pet and love of a child. He's roughly 3 feet from the wall talking to Titania.
That is oddly specific.
I know exactly where he is until the sun next rises.
Eleanor, you're not leaving my side today.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, in that case, I can trust that you... And he looks at Alecto for a moment. You three can go ahead and take a look at that. I'll be your go. I can command it now to try and find the best opportunity to nab it. While I try, I have a gut feeling that it may or may not pan out.
What do you need from me?
He walks up to you, Alecto, and holds out his hands for you to take. I want you to be ready to kick shit off if shit gets kicked off.
I was hoping you'd say that.
That is wonderful.
I'm armed.
Hmm.
Can you show us? I think Alecto just kind of like, I'm not gonna do it because I'll show my titties on screen. But they kind of like they tip their suit open to show like the top of a cheese spreader.
I'm certain that they're in fine and capable hands. I fear what you would do with a spoon now.
A worthy replacement for the dagger that I gave you.
It's hiding in the alley outside, don't worry.
You left the dagger in the alley. You couldn't have thought to put it in a better place?
It's hidden.
Oh, okay, this isn't important right now.
To be fair, the cheese spreader is also really nice. It's got some nice like inlaid with some nice gemstones.
Ishmael's a little jealous
It's
because he likes that
gold.
shit.
This is the fucking marquee quarter.
I worked very hard on that dagger, Mare. Stop comparing it to a cheese spreader.
Yeah, well, your dagger was made in Fartown, not in the marquee quarter, so.
So question. Let's say hypothetically, shit went down, and would attacking with a cheese spreader be considered using the object in accordance to its purpose?
No!
Okay.
I would like to point out that I did gain a level in dagger over our downtime.
You
So
can use
I
that.
rather Rather, light close combat is what it's called. So I feel like a cheese grater or a cheese spreader would count.
Yes, I'll say that counts, but no, it is meant to spread cheese, Alex.
Okay, so I won't attempt to cast teleosis on the cheese spreader.
My god.
Cool. If that is the case, Ishmael will turn to Lillian. I have a feeling that they are very, very close, but trying to keep very, very far away from me. So I'm going to have to be a little quieter. I am going to need to be able to sneak in this crowded area. Would you like to come with me?
Would it be better if we caused maybe a distraction?
As long as I can get to a wall right next to them, that will work. That will do me just fine.
I can cause a distraction. Actually, no. I can get Emery to cause a distraction. He's much better at it.
Then that won't even come back on us at all.
No.
That sounds excellent.
Then you and Eleanor will do that, and I will continue following the gentleman with the hand armor.
All right, so it's you three. I guess you're with me, Eleanor.
All right, tell me what we're doing. Lay it out for me. What are the deets?
Deets for Ishmael. Telling my cool friend who's being decorative Ivy, who is C has assigned as a Leo.
I don't know. It's just
to
feels
find
right.
the best opportunity
He's
to
a Leo.
nab the higher power thingamajig.
Okay.
Because I haven't been there. I have Ishmael has a hunch that the person who is avoiding him
Mm-hmm.
is Kiran,
Mm-hmm.
and wants to head in that direction as close as possible to have a conversation.
Okay. What are the everyone else doing?
On the other side, Roshni is trying to get as close to, what was his name again?
Lancist Barracan.
Lancist. Trying to get as close to Lancist as possible for #reasons. So the idea is to ideally get Lancist into a secluded area where there's not anybody else around, maybe like behind one of those exhibits that are curtained off, and then to, just chit-chat with Lancist.
Lillian, Alecto, and Eleanor.
Lillian is also following Lancis to keep track of the hand armor so nothing bad can happen to it or he can't cause problems. And if an opportunity arises, to escort him and the hand armor away? Or just the hand armor? Just the hand armor, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go up to Emery.
Hey,
We're going to need you to cause a distraction in a bit.
please tell me it's to spill wine on that asshole that was talking to you. I can make it look like an accident.
That would definitely help. If
Yeah, because I know exactly who he is, and I would love to fuck him up.
well, you might need a bigger distraction than that, but
Can I at least
please
do it?
do. Please do.
Okay, I will make
and
sure
I
to
will-
get red wine, like red wine.
Mm,
That'll burn. That shit's gonna burn.
oh, you sound like you're speaking from experience.
Might have drinking 3 to 4 glasses in a night once.
Oh my god.
Don't ask how I'm still alive.
I won't. I look at Michael concerned.
He shrugs. It wasn't with me. I would have told him to stop after the first glass.
Anyway, if you find that you... Here, just use these. I hand him a 4-inch solid white sphere and a small box about yay big.
I can't
They're
believe
loud.
Have I ever told you how impressed I am with your bag?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. It's a little Mary Poppins bag.
And I'll tell you what, if you don't use both of them, you can keep them.
Yes. You're the best sister ever. Okay, when do you want these to go off?
I'm just gonna say like some like general cue. I'm assuming that between Ishmael, myself, and the others, we have sort of gotten some sort of a cue together, so they all know to act on the distraction, which will be loud and obnoxious, and Ishmael and or myself will cue Emery somehow. So I'll just kind of like when we say.
In the meantime, reping those items in your chat for me, please.
Yes, sure thing.
Because I know vaguely what they do. They're loud. You're muted.
They're both awful, and I love them. One of them grows mouths. It's great.
You love it. You love to see it. Okay.
I'll send it in your DM so the other players can be surprised when they get to bask in the glory.
Okay. So.
Yeah,
go ahead.
If I may. As we are moving off, Alecto is going to reach into their pocket of their jacket where they have stored a handful of dirt for this exact moment. And when they pull their hand out, they bring out what looks like the diamond hand armor.
Beautiful. Okay, so what we're gonna do, since we're getting close to the end of session, is I'm going to pull a card during the week for each thing that everyone is doing to see how successful it is, and we'll pick up next session.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good? All right, perfect. Hey everybody, that was session 9 of the Soul's Confidant. Chaos and shit is going down. So yeah, we're all gonna go around, say hey, who we are, where you can find us, and etc, etc. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Hello everybody, my name is Alex. You can find me on Twitter at PhoenixAxolotl. Tonight I had the distinct pleasure and joy of playing Eleanor. Let's see. Oh shit, I forgot what I'm supposed to say. Joy and despair. I don't know. I already got the despair for that particular moment, so I don't know what the rest of the session amounts to.
Whatever you want it to be.
I'll think on that. Acumen definitely progressed. 1 or 2? What do you think?
2.
All right, definitely progressed then. 2 arcs. And gosh, favorite moment of the session. This was a really good session overall. So I don't know if I have one favorite moment, but I do love Alecto and their emotional support cheese spreader.
God, I love it. It's so good.
And yeah, that's me.
Who's next?
I can go next.
Hell yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Valiant, and I use he and his pronouns, and I played Ishmael. Today he uses he, they pronouns. Our resident peacock. I am a TTRPG performer and variety Twitch streamer. I will be streaming after my exams, so look forward to that. And joy and despair. I think this session is a joy for Ishmael because he managed to pull some crap out of his bag. Things are making it work. He's trying so goddamn hard. So I think that's a joy, and I'm gonna argue that he did advance his arc, especially by pulling that wicket key to make sure it succeeds.
Yes.
So he gets an acumen for that. And favorite moment of the session. God, I gotta give it to the Alecto and Roshni moment where they finally confess. Oh my god, we've been waiting for this. Finally giving the gays what we want. That's me. Thank you.
I'll go next. Hi, everyone. I'm April. You can find me everywhere as April Breakgun. And tonight I played Lillian. I almost said Roshni because my favorite moment was also the Roshni Alecto love confession. I was muted because you would not have been able to be okay with the sounds I was making during that scene. Mostly just yelling and happiness. I don't think I progressed my plot at all. But I am going to say I get a joy because Roshni and Lillian's friendship was repaired.
Yay.
And that's me.
I can go next. Hello everyone, my name's Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_. That's where I talk about all of the different APs and projects that I'm a part of. So if you like disaster gays, you should definitely watch stuff that I'm in. Today I played Roshni, who uses they them pronouns. I think I get a joy for today. Today was a good day. Today was a good day for Roshni. You know, after all of the mess that was last time. Roshni, I would argue, did progress their arc. Yes? Yes?
You have a lot of intent going on right now.
There's intent. I didn't necessarily get to but we're putting the pieces
But that was a
together.
time thing.
Yeah. So that we're gonna say that happened. And then one of my favorite moments during this session, I enjoyed watching Ishmael and Eleanor just talk shit about Roshni behind their back. That was fun for me
I
as a
love
person.
that. I loved it.
So yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I suppose that's just me then. Hi all, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. I'm a dancer, digital artist, and tabletop streamer. You can find me anywhere on the internet at PieSharpArt, making very trans, very gay art. Most of the time you can find me playing and co-producing on Transplanar RPG, which is an all-transgender person of color led 100% homebrew D&D 5th edition actual play live stream that airs Saturdays at 7 p.m. US Central Time, of which our beloved Hamnah is also part of, being a fucking goddamn mess is all I can say about it. Alecto, I think, also gets a joy, despite their fear. I think they also get a joy today.
God, you're
and I
so
think
lopsided with joy and despair.
I know. It's a mess. Don't worry about it. And they definitely progressed their arc today. I think quite a bit. I'm very proud of them. And my favorite moment was just getting to be super gay. That was nice. I was like, haha, let me give you the reveal. Haha. Oh, my favorite part of the session was Alecto and Roshni admitting that they were in love with each other to two different people instead of each other first. That was my favorite part. And Mare, it's all you now.
Hey, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice. This is the only game I'm running right now, but keep an eye out for announcements. Sometime in February, I have another Invisible Sun game that I'm going to be GMing that's coming up. Super excited. We're still figuring out where it's going to be run. But if we get it running where we might get it running, fucking hype in chat. Also, on my channel in March, I'm going to be running a charity stream benefiting JDRF International, and I'm having GM signups open. I'm putting the Google form in chat right now. I do have to change the closing date for GM applications. That's going to be early this week, so if you do want to apply, please do so. I literally have so many dates signed up for right now, and I'm looking for GMs, and then player signups will be a little later, probably towards the end of the week. I think what we're going to do is we are going to go... Oh wait, I have other shit for the channel that I should be talking about. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have The Mind and the Martyr, our long-term D&D 5e campaign run by Ray. I'm blanking on his Twitter handle right now, but go check out Ray. And this week on Wednesday, we have the premiere of No Peace in Death, which is our Urban Shadows campaign run by @ReliableElliot. I am super hyped. It's going to be super good. I'm in the chat for them, and they are planning so much stuff behind the scenes. Chef's kiss. And last but not least, we have our finale of Hyperlight Drifter run by @Nomedic on Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to go raid Maria @HappyCapster on Twitch. They are absolutely amazing. They are playing some board games right now, so please give them some love and chat, say hi, and we will see you next week for session 10 and the resolution of all this ridiculous stuff. Bye!